All right, we are live. It is Wednesday,
I know.
July 31st.
Last day of July.
Last
Believe
year,
that?
we are already into August,
I know.
and I gotta say, you are looking like hell.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've had a rough week, but I'm here.
Yeah, it looks like you fought a battle,
Definitely.
and we're still waiting to find out who the winner is.
Yeah. Wasn't me. So, okay.
So you had a little excitement in your life,
Yes, I did. Had a little procedure done over the weekend.
little procedure. Is that what we're calling it?
Well, not a little. It was a operation.
An operation?
To take out my gallbladder.
Oh,
Not fun.
no.
Oh,
Does that mean we have to change our diet?
yes.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
really?
we have to. So,
Ooh.
well, slightly according to the doctor. He goes, you just got to monitor it.
Okay.
No restrictions, just monitor how you feel.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about your little stay at the hospital, and we'll wrap up that film festival just right after this.
Rough Edge FM, irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
All right, we are back. And so was this like a planned surgery, or did you just decide you were bored and...
Oh no, it just decided to take me out.
Really?
Yes.
So it took you out of the game.
Took me out for
coach
about 5 days, almost 6 days.
Wow. So the coach came in and said, that's it, you're done.
At the snap of your fingers, just done.
Why'd you do it over the festival weekend?
I tried to plan it otherwise, but my body was just saying,
Yeah, your body was saying, I don't want to do all that work.
So, in my whole time with the chamber, that's two times that I've missed major events because of some personal reasons.
Really?
Yeah. So, it's just, the timing is sometimes not the best, but I mean, you can't control that.
No, unfortunately. So, did you have the procedure done at the Santa Paula Hospital, or?
No, I actually had to get transferred over to VCMC because Santa Paula could have done the surgery here, but because I had my pancreas had pancreatitis, and it was so inflamed, they had to be careful with that, and they felt better if I was over at VCMC to do it.
Okay.
So so it just literally knocked me out from one evening to the next, and just and what triggered it was just eating something that just didn't agree with me. Maybe it was something like a little fatty food or something, but we had a private dinner that we went to, and it was just so many different flavors, and I think my body just didn't agree with it. And if anybody knows about a gallbladder, they develop stones, and what happens is the stones one of the stones came out and blocked my pancreas, and so so that's what caused it. So apparently I've had this for a long time, according to the doctor. But guys, they don't want to go to the doctor. So when I get like a little sharp pain on my side here after I eat something, indigestion, not a big deal. Pop an antacid, whatever. It's all good. You move on. You don't think about it. But over the last month, I've had a lot of sharp pains, and just think I was just like, okay, but I was eating kind of a lot of spicy foods and everything. So I'm like, well, getting older, just had a birthday. I was like, all right, it's telling me in my body, gotta slow down a little bit in what you do and stuff. And then, no, I just couldn't handle it. It happened Wednesday night. And then, Thursday, I actually had to go and conduct the business roundtable.
That's what surprised me, because I'm like, I just saw him Thursday.
Took so much energy for me to do that roundtable. I was dying during that roundtable. My body was hurting. My side was killing me the whole time as I was doing this event. And you were there, and you said, and hopefully I came off okay.
I had no idea you were sick.
Oh no. I was just I even told my wife in the morning, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I was going to call James Mason and say, hey, can you conduct a meeting? I just can't do this. And then I'm just like, nope, I got to push through. I go, if I can at least get this done, then I'll go home, just relax, and maybe it'll go away. So went and did that, and then right after it was done, I could just feel it. I'm like, there's something wrong with me. And then
I would have done the round table for you.
yeah, well, I had to make a judgment call like about 8:30, and I'm like, do I really want to do this and stuff? And the thing is, I wasn't anticipating being the host of it. I was,
Right.
notified 2 days before, and was just like, okay, I'll do it, and then this happened, and I was just like, all right, but I pushed through and did best I could, and hopefully, I did okay. And then yeah, I couldn't handle it in the afternoon. I ended up going to the doctor, going to the emergency room here at Santa Paula High.
And how was that experience?
Santa Paula Hospital was excellent.
Really?
The staff was fantastic. The service level on point.
Really?
Excellent. Yes.
Nice.
From the time you checked in, from the security, from the nurses, the assistants, and the doctor, just on point.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was so happy with what they were doing there. They all cared. They all talked to you. They all, they were super nice. Very, very informative. And they, even if it took a little longer, they come back and say, "Hey, it's going to take a little bit longer. Don't worry about it. We'll get you out of here as soon as possible." Until the doctor gave me the news that, my gallbladder is very angry and it's got a problem and stuff and everything. But they were fantastic. I hadn't been to the hospital like that in years, and I was amazed at how great they were.
So when I shattered my elbow, it was here on the back of a flatbed truck. And so I got rushed to the emergency room, Paula Hospital one that they did. And I had the same experience. I mean, they were amazing. And it was funny because the doctor was like, we have to pop your elbow back into place because I dislocated it. In addition to shattering it, it was also dislocated. And so he's like, I'm going to give you some medication. This isn't going to put you to sleep, but it's going to kind of give you amnesia. And so I'm going to have to manipulate your arm and try to pop it into place. And I'm like, okay. And all I felt was like him just grabbing my arm and, doing a couple of things. And then, it was done. And Julie told me afterwards that he was almost like putting his foot up on the chair, trying to pop it into place. And it took about 15 minutes. It felt like, 30 seconds to me. Took about 15 minutes for him to get it to work and pop in because it was really out of place. And but yeah, they were awesome. The whole staff was very caring.
Shout out to them. They're an awesome hospital and awesome staff and everything. I know there's been, with the closing of the OB and the intensive care unit, which I don't agree with, but I mean, it is what it is, but for everything that's gone on in that hospital, I mean, they are just great.
The thing too is that it's not their fault.
No, not at all.
It's the administration. It's the uppers. They the people that are there on the staff, they're just trying to do the best they can do, and they have to live with the rules that are thrown at them.
Exactly, like we all do, But and then I transferred to Ventura County Medical Center, and they were great. I mean, they were all good and everything, but if I compare the two levels of service, Santa Paula way exceeded them.
Nice.
Yeah, and they were good over at VCMC too.
Yeah,
but no, Santa Paula was on point.
All right, well, a great shout out to Santa Paula Hospital.
Yeah. So, but that's my story, and I'll stick to it.
One other reason why you should move to Santa Paula.
Yeah, and keep servicing not frequenting the hospital, but if you're going to need some kind of services, definitely go over there if it's available there.
Yeah.
So, and I was trying to keep it hometown because, they're like, well, you want to go to the other hospital in Ventura? And I'm like, no, I want to go here. It's here. I need to go do this, and stuff. And I'm glad I did.
Nice. Cool.
So anyway, but then that caused me to miss something,
Yes, you did.
Yeah, which I heard.
And something you missed.
Yeah, I hate to miss the best festival that's ever been in Santa Paula.
I know.
Don't festival.
Well, allow me to I'm going to bring this up on screen. Why is my dog barking?
I have no idea.
So we had 2 reviews on the festival so far from attendees, and both of them were like, "This is the best festival that we've ever been to."
Nice.
So they were yeah, which was really kind of cool. So let's see.
Did you repost that? Somebody had posted something, I thought.
I put up the reviews on Facebook and everything and showed them. But here's a little step and repeat with all of the attendees, and
that came out great, the step and repeat.
Yeah, it did. So we here's some more. So we had I want to say about 250 people.
Nice.
That were in attendance. 20 I think there were about 20 filmmakers that were there. And my dog is freaking out on us right now.
Wow.
Which means he's probably locked in like the bathroom or something and had the door closed on him.
Oh, that's his fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we had a great turnout for our first festival. And it's funny because some people were saying, "Oh man, I wish I felt bad there were more." And I'm going, "Are you kidding me? This is." I mean, I've been to festivals where we're the only 4 people in the theater watching our film, and every film had 25, 30 people there, which was great. And they had a really good Q&A. Everything went off without a hitch. All the movies played the way they were supposed to play, and getting people into the theater, everything started exactly on time. The Q&As were great. One of the comments that somebody had about the Q&As is normally when you do a festival, and if there's 3 or 4 movies that are playing, they invite all 3 and 4 of the filmmakers at the stage, and they do a generic Q&A. Like, so what inspired you for your movie? And movie maker 1, movie maker 2, movie maker 3. We actually brought up each film independently, so that you could ask them specifically about their film. And the filmmakers really appreciated that.
That's more preferable.
Yeah, they really, because it gives them an opportunity to really talk about their film and about what the process they went through versus just answering a bunch of generic questions.
I get it, because you're on a panel. I've been on panels before where you're given like 1 minute to answer a question, then they got to move on to the next person. So I could see where it's your time. You get to answer how you want it. Here's your allotment of 10 minutes or whatever, 5 or 10 minutes. And there you go. So,
and everybody's film is unique. So
exactly,
you might want to ask a specific question about something in their film.
Yeah.
And it's harder to do it that way.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was great. That was a great job to do that.
But and we got the step and repeat up. The screen was absolutely amazing. I mean, I think I sent a Facebook post of the screen, but it was totally made for that theater.
You're welcome.
I mean, totally made for that theater. And so we every time we were like, we thank the Santa Paula Chamber and everything for doing the screen. And I said, it was amazing when we went on to Amazon to order it. It actually said a 12 by 30 screen for Santa Paula Theater Center.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was like it was custom made for them.
Yeah, we had 2 options and we selected the right option.
Yeah.
No, it was great because when you gave me the suggestions and then I was going through that, I think I selected the second option that made more sense, and I was kind of like, I hope it works. And then I was like, okay, but good job on all that.
Yeah, it really played out well.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is, one of the things I was concerned about is filmmakers coming to a theater or like a restaurant, and they have a 110-inch screen that you're watching your movie on. It just doesn't have that same appeal. And so when we've talked about doing it at the theater center, it's like, what are we going to have for a screen? We might have maybe a 10-foot screen or 15-foot. Yeah. And it's like, okay, so it's in a theater with stadium seating, but it's not the same vibe. This had a movie theater vibe. I mean, the projector, we used my projector, which filled up the whole screen.
Nice.
And so it wasn't like it was, this big wide empty space with a little square sitting in the middle of it. I mean, it took the screen. And so it really brought it and I mean, it was a great vibe. It brought it to a movie theater.
Good.
So
good. And it's such a cool venue too.
Yeah.
To be able to convert that into like a movie theater. I mean, I mean, that's going to really help add a new twist to that theater, because they could use that for multiple events and stuff. If they ever want to show a movie or they have something special that they need to do, perfect.
Yep.
So no, good. And then also wanted to give a shout out to the Optimus Club. So
yeah, they did amazing with the popcorn.
Yeah,
and beyond.
Did they?
He actually took care of all the check-ins, and he did the whole concessions. He sold tickets to the venue. So my dog is freaking out because he's locked in the bathroom. I can tell.
Oh,
so you shout out to the Optimist and talk about the popcorn. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, the Optimus Club. We reached out to the Optimus Club and asked them if they could sell popcorn, which Optimus is great at doing popcorn. That's one of the things they do for the city of Santa Paula, for movie nights, you name it. They're a great service organization. And shout out to Ron Merson from Optimus.
Ron and Ruth
Rope, our Citizen of the Year.
Yeah.
Actually have volunteered a lot lately in different things doing popcorn, and they're just fantastic people. I mean, they helped with my festival, Citrus Festival. So they're a great service organization, and everything that they receive, we've given them a donation for helping us and everything. And I know they got a little bit of funding from this. They put it right back into the community.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was like $82. Yeah.
But it's, but at least they'll buy more popcorn.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
So those big old bags of popcorn,
And some of the filmmakers were giving them $10 for
a tip,
for a bag of popcorn. Nice.
Because
they found out it was going back to the kids. And
yeah.
They, at first we had too many volunteers actually. I wrote some notes down as to how many people we really need, but between Ruth and Ron, I mean, they took care of the drinks, the concessions, the popcorn, and people who wanting to buy tickets, and they just did it all.
Nice.
So we had somebody checking in people who bought pre-advanced tickets, and so it was just, if you were going to put on an event, could we have had more people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you're going to put on an event, this event went on without a hitch. I mean, it went exactly according to plan. There were no delays in the showings of the movies. Every movie started on time. All the schedules and everything with the Q&As. I mean, everything was just like bang, 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 bang.
Which doesn't always happen in a first year event.
No, not at all.
And I know we've been talking about this for a while, and now that it came about, we didn't know it was going to happen.
No.
Whether one person would show up, or whatever.
Yep.
But, glad you just kind of plugged through. You did a lot of work. Thank you for putting all the scheduling and doing all you did more work than I think anybody. So, I mean, I would have helped you, but whatever,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just for a first year. I mean, and I've done numerous events for the first year. You have some challenges, you have little things, but if you can get through that first year and everything goes smooth and nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes, it's a success.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, are you going to make money the first year? Probably not.
No.
But if you make enough to keep it going for the following year, it's going to build. And we talked about it's going to build as we keep going. We'll add maybe some other categories, but now that people know about it,
do like a Spanish block, and
which we wanted to. We wanted to have more youth program, short films in there, but it just didn't happen. I think a lot of it had to do with the timing of how everything was. So maybe we start a little bit earlier as far as the announcing and how we do it.
Yeah.
But because a lot of time, by the time we had that, kids were already kind of wrapping up the year, and like here in town, like there's a couple schools that does film. Part of their class is filming, but they start the projects in like December.
Yeah, so we can actually announce it to the schools at the beginning of the school year, saying
exactly,
get your films ready.
Yeah,
and then have the submissions before the end of the school year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So so there's always learning lessons out of it, but nothing bad. I've heard everything I've heard has been great.
Yeah. We got every filmmaker that was there absolutely praised as to how wonderful the festival was compared to most of the festivals they've ever been to.
Well, and the setting too. I mean, you can't beat the setting.
No.
Even outside, nice little park area, old style theater, and it looks like an old movie theater when you put the screen.
Oh yeah.
And then it's close to downtown. You said a lot of them went to downtown.
We had a lot of people go for lunch, and because they had with the blocks to stay for the reception, they ended up having to go down and get something to eat, and because they were hanging around.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a lot of folks go downtown.
Good.
And it's funny, one of the things, there was one hiccup that happened to one person when I was selling the tickets online. Because I was using Ticket Spice, it had our address, even though everything else said to go, to the Santa Paula Theater Center. The ticket address, as far as it's saying the House of Magic, and it had our address on it. Well, somebody went to our address to get to see the show, and so they came in. They were a little frustrated, but we immediately took care of it. And the Oki Foundation bought them a 2-day pass so that they could come on Sunday. And they actually came back.
Nice.
And the guy was like, he was in the movie industry.
Yeah.
He was a screenwriter. And he was like, oh, this was fabulous. This was absolutely amazing. And a real old guy. And at first he seemed a little crotchety. But he was the nicest guy. And he just absolutely loved the films that we were showing. And he was so grateful that the Oki Foundation did what they did. And it took him from maybe being a little frustrated to being an absolute huge supporter.
Nice.
And that was the only hiccup, was that one address.
I'll take that hiccup.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, and then, but to immediately correct it and make him feel better about that.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And thanks to the Oki Foundation for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're already on board for next year.
Nice.
And so
we're looking for sponsors for next year.
Yeah. We'll do things a little differently. We'll get sponsors maybe for each of the awards, and maybe do a sponsor for the block and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was, we did it a little untraditionally from a typical festival. But I think from what the filmmakers were saying is that it was far better than the traditional festivals that they go to. And what I mean by being a little untraditional is that, the way we blocked the films and we created these scheduled blocks, and the fact that we did the Q&As independently instead of as a group, and the awards were done that day instead of them having to wait till the end of the weekend or whatever. And the way that we showed the films, I mean, they were just they were thrilled.
Are the other festivals more cookie cutter? Like they follow the same format, they do the same thing? Yeah. So we're Santa Paula. We don't do things traditionally.
No, and I've been to several festivals, and you sit through them and you go, oh man, if I were doing this, I'd do this different. And so it gave us an opportunity to do it the way we felt it should have been done, because it's coming in from the perspective of a filmmaker. And so I think they felt that, and they appreciated it.
Well, you're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And you have Jessie May that's got the theater aspect to it. She's been in films too.
She's been in films. Yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't been in films yet. I haven't been.
But you watched a lot of filmmaking out here.
I've been watching a lot of, and I handle the filming, so I kind of know the concept of how things work. And maybe at some point I'll be a little extra in some kind of film that somebody might be working on.
Yeah, well,
but
now that we're gonna be doing shorts, I'm gonna look at maybe doing a short.
There you go.
So
but anyway, so we've all been dabbling in the film aspect over the years and stuff, and some more than others, like you. So you it's funny because even me just working with the film companies, you learn about how who's really good at what they do and who doesn't follow the rules and they know what they can do to adjust. And
Right.
so, and the ones that are like so technical and stuff, it's like, it's like, it's okay, but it's the ones that are kind of like, yes, let's do this, if they're ad-libbing as they go, which is a lot of times what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you draw the line, and there's some people that just have to stay on that line.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it's okay to bend it.
Well, yeah, and that we face that when we work with the film companies here, because the cities, and they're like, well, they got to do that. It's like, I get it, but when it happens at the moment, you got to be flexible.
Yeah.
And if you're flexible, they'll come back. They know you're working with them.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
So I totally get that. So no, but good job. Overall.
So here's the thing that kills me. We had several people that I had talked to that said, oh man, you got to do better about marketing this. We had no idea there was a festival going on. And I went, okay. So we were in the Santa Paula Times. We were in the VC Star. We were in the VC Reporter. We were on KVTA. We had Facebook ads going out. We had several Facebook posts going to all the different local groups and things of that nature. We talked about it on our podcast numerous times. It was mentioned at all the public events that were going on.
Yep.
So what else? Where did we miss you? And they're like, oh, well, I'm not on Facebook that much, and I don't read the newspaper, and I don't listen to the radio. And it's like, so how are we supposed to get you? Every avenue that is available to us to reach out to you, you're the one staying away from it. So aside from like personally knowing you and going up to you and saying, hey, we're having a film festival, how else could we have gotten you?
Call them up.
Yeah. I mean, literally, unless you know them personally and you can do a personal invite, or you have text messages. Because I said we even did emails to Chamber did emails to their clientele. We did emails to ours. Jessie Mae did emails to hers.
It's been on the calendars for the Tourism Bureau, the Chamber, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've covered probably 99% of what we could literally cover.
Yeah.
And so when it gets to that point, it's that individual, unfortunately, that doesn't want to get connected.
Well, and even like even Ron was saying, it's like, wow, I didn't see anything. I'm like, how could you not have seen anything? I mean, it was virtually. I mean, there was a huge article in the VC Star about Stairway to the Stars.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and it was all about the inaugural film festival.
Yeah,
and so it was very direct towards come to the Santa Paula Film Festival to look at this movie. And it even said it in the title, Santa Paula Inaugural Film Festival.
Yeah.
So if you can't be reached in those outlets, then, what more can somebody do other than to personally invite you because they know you?
I face that with every event that I do.
Yeah.
I'll see somebody, but what's interesting is I'll even see somebody post something and says, well, I haven't seen this yet, but they're on social media. And that'll be a comment. It's like, well, I didn't know about this, whatever. It's like, how can you not know about it? You're on social media. Apparently you had to run across it.
Yeah. You saw the after post.
Exactly. So those are, unfortunately for those individuals, don't focus. That's not in their wheelhouse until after the fact.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, I missed it. Well, did you get engaged?
Yeah.
Are you really looking for something to do? Or there's a lot of people like that in every city where, they don't focus on that because they have their moment where they're doing whatever they're doing. And then after the fact, they're upset because they missed it,
Well, even those who are looking to try to find it, I mean, it's like for some reason, they just somehow slipped in between those cracks of all, it's like we're posting here and here and here, and somehow they like fell there.
In every one of them,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do they read the Santa Paula Times? I don't subscribe. Well, maybe you should subscribe. It tells you pretty much every event that goes on in the city.
Yeah.
Go to the chamber website. You can see a calendar there. Go to the Tourism Bureau website. It's got everything in there too.
Yeah.
There's something going on in Santa Paula all the time. If you're really interested in what goes on, you need to get engaged in some of those things. And a lot of them are free.
And the Tourism Bureau right now is kicking butt when it comes to looking up events. Because when I did a search for film festival, it came up above the Santa Paula Film Festival.
Nice.
And so, it tends to be the leader when it comes to looking for car shows or whatever,
which we've been trying to work on. And you've done a great job, and now it's getting some traction, which we've been hoping for.
Right.
And so, I'm not worried about, that's a very small percentage of these people, less than 1% of these people. And it's not anything we're doing. It's just them as individuals just need to change what they do and get a little more engaged.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like, no matter how hard you try, you're gonna miss.
Gonna miss somebody.
And if somebody can figure out that magic formula, they're gonna be rich.
Nobody's ever gonna figure that one out.
Yeah.
You cannot reach everybody.
I was at the Boys and Girls Club doing my shows. I do shows there every year. And I was talking with one of the staff people there about the festival, and they're like, "Oh man, I had no idea." And I said, "Do you use Facebook?" "No." "Do you use Instagram?" "Occasionally." "Do you read the Santa Paula Times?" "No." "Do you listen to AM radio?" "No." "Do you are you on anybody's email list?" "Apparently not." So it's like until you plug into one of those channels, and I guess that's it. If people really want to get engaged, don't wait for somebody to find you.
Yeah.
Don't stumble upon it.
Yeah.
Plug into it.
Yeah. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
Anybody puts events on, it's not their fault if they can't get you, because they do everything they can to put it out there on various different channels.
Yeah.
They do the best they can based on what they can afford. But if you're not engaged in these organizations, or just, hey, how many people, I guarantee you today, people are going to say, "I didn't know the fair was going on." The county fair starts today.
Oh, it starts today?
Yeah. Let's see. There you go. But I can guarantee you that people have no idea that the county fair is going to be going on these next 2 weeks.
Right.
And it's like, it happens the same time every single year.
Yep.
And they're probably going to miss the 90s concert tonight. And they're going to be all like, "Oh, I didn't know about it." Well,
yeah,
I've seen the county fair has been advertising everywhere.
Right.
But I guarantee you there's be a large percentage of this county that's going to miss it.
And, I know the fair is going on because I live there.
Yeah.
I have not seen one ad on the fair.
Really?
But I'm not plugged in to that aspect of it. So the whole thing is it's like, if you want to know what's going on in Santa Paula, you got to plug in to either a Facebook page about Santa Paula, or you got to get the subscription to the Santa Paula Times. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be engaged and you don't want to miss these things, don't wait for somebody to knock on your door and go, "Oh, hey, Mrs. Johnson, here," you got to plug in.
You've got to have friends that are engaged in the community.
Yeah.
Ask them to help you.
Yeah. Plug in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way you're going to get noticed.
Best way to do it. So, anyway.
Okay. 30 seconds or less. What's going on?
Cruise night. Friday night. Cruise night, 5:30 to 8.
Improv starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so you go to the cruise night, you grab something to eat, go to the Improv.
Yep.
8 o'clock here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. At the House of Magic.
Okay, and then we have Saturday. We have grand opening for City Nails and Beauty. That's 249 West Harvard.
Saw that post.
Yep. See? Yeah. Okay. And that's at it's from 11 to 1, and we're gonna do the ribbon cutting at noon. Then also Sunday is the first Sunday of the month. All the museums have special events going on this weekend. August 31st, it's a Saturday. Grand opening of Harvard Boulevard's been confirmed.
So August 31st, that's the official date.
That's the official date.
And what production are we going to be doing on the crosswalk?
We're still working on it right now.
I think we should do Greatest Showman.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh my gosh.
No, so we'll have to figure that one out.
I've seen that movie like 68 times.
I've probably seen it, but I just don't recall it right now.
That's okay.
It's medication.
So. It's a great it's a great sidewalk
Nice. Okay.
musical thing. So
We're trying to see if James Corden can come fly in and help us.
that would be awesome.
That'd be great. He came in. Just the production values alone.
I know.
But shout out to Bunnin Chevrolet. We're gonna do it there.
Okay.
We've confirmed it. Fantastic host. They got a lot of great things happening. It's Labor Day weekend, so go buy a car there. Go spend some money. I just bought a truck.
Yes, you did.
Oh yeah, my old truck just finally said that was it. So interesting week. My truck broke down and I broke down.
Yeah, your truck broke.
In the same week. Isn't that crazy? So, but anyway, so we got a lot of things happening. We do have a holiday marketing meeting on August 22nd. That's going to be at 9 a.m. at Gather and Play in downtown Santa Paula.
Cool.
And we're going to talk about the holidays. We're not too far away from Christmas.
Jeez.
So we're going to start decorating first part of November, right? As soon as Halloween's done, we're decorating. So,
by the way, Julie gives you a shout out. She says, "Hey, John, how you feeling?"
I'm feeling great, Julie.
So
thank you for asking. But anyway, so we're asking businesses all throughout the city to come in and give us their opinions as far as or their thoughts on how we should decorate and market our community as a whole for the holidays. It's not just about downtown. It's about how do we market as a whole, and maybe get that same message out throughout so everybody can shop local this year.
very cool.
So that's coming up. And then on the 23rd and the 22nd, we're going to do something with the police department. It's kind of a follow-up to our Coffee with the Cops. So we're going to confirm it probably tomorrow, but it may involve ice cream. So
I'm there.
All right. So we're working on it right now. I'm working with the police department right now. And then the 23rd is National Night Out at Veterans Park. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with the police department, a lot of demonstrations and stuff. So there's more details of that. Go to their social media page, the Santa Paula Police Department. That's where you'll find all the information for their stuff. We'll be uploading all the Santa Paula Chamber, all that information on the Santa Paula Chamber website this weekend, as soon as everything's fully confirmed. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening in August. I thought August was going to be a really easy month. Oh no, there's a lot happening still. So a lot of single events going on. Please support local, keep shopping local. That's all we're asking for a tough time right now. Oh, and I heard this morning that Highway 150 might open a lane tomorrow. Tomorrow. They were given the deadline of tomorrow. I heard one of the supervisors, Matt Levere, on the radio this morning on KBTA. Shout out to them too for helping support the festival too. But they said that they were told that the one lane should open up tomorrow. It's not fully confirmed yet, but it's Caltrans, so things could change. But possibility of one lane opening up tomorrow.
Nice.
And if that does, that's huge for a lot of people, and it helps when school starts in a few weeks. The transportation for a lot of the people that live up by the Steckel Park area.
Right. Awesome.
A lot of things. Good things.
All right. That is the show. So
action packed.
A
lot of stuff.
You can go home now and take a bubble bath or something.
Yeah, I got two more things I got to do. Then I can go home and relax a little bit. But it's pumped me up. I'm actually feeling better now.
I said, when you started to where you are now, it's a different John.
I tell you, Santa Paula gets me excited. So there's just start talking about things, all the great things we do in our community.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's amazing. All right, we will see you all next Wednesday. Remember, you can go to heritagevalleyca.org for all of the list of the things that are happening in the valley. You can look at santapaulachamber.com for everything that's happening within the chamber, and thomagic.org for everything that we're putting on, which, by the way, we are going to be starting to do guitar, drums, and piano lessons.
I got a guitar.
Check that out.
Wow.
All right.
Maybe.
We'll see y'all next week.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.